Video 3. How to make your calculator find you a good regression. Now, as I've said before, your calculator is only as smart as you are. So, you can't just say, hey, find me a good regression. You have to know how to ask your calculator to help you. And I have the tools. So, when we look at these points here, 4 points isn't an ideal number of points. I usually tell you when you're gathering data to gather at least 10 data points, if possible. And for our class data, we have more than 10, so that's good. So you should be looking at a pretty good picture. You want to look at your data and you want to think about what type of function makes sense. And we're going to talk later about lots of different kinds of functions and their shapes. But this one is pretty obviously linear. And I'll tell you a secret. The one that you guys did in class today was also linear. So if you suspect that the scatter plot is creating a shape of a line, then you're going to look for a linear regression. If you think it makes a different pattern, then you're going to have to identify what type of function makes that pattern and find that type of regression. So I'll show you how to do that. We're going to go back to the stat button. Stat button's kind of our friend here. We're going to press stat, and instead of going to edit, we're going to go to calc. And let's just wander down this list a little bit. We have 1 var stats, 2 var stats. If you take statistics, you'll be using those. I honestly don't know what medmen means. There's linear regression, linreg. There's quadreg, it's a parabola. Cubic reg, quartreg, quartic, it's a 4th power. Linreg, this is the statistics one. I don't really know why there are 2 different ones, but you're going to use linreg up here, number 4, when you do a linear regression. Let's see what the other ones are. lnreg, that's the natural log. xbreg is exponential regression. PWR, that's power regression. Logistic regression, that's my favorite function. Sign regression, and then manual fit. And we're not going to do any of those. We think that our function is linear, so we're going to go up here to number 4 and go to linreg. Okay, it's going to give you this information. It's going to ask, hey, where is your domain? Where have you put that data? And you say, I put it in L1. Now it's possible that you put it in L2 or L3 or L4. See these down here? See above the 4, there's L4. It's a second button function. But the default of your calculator is L1, L2. We happen to put them in lists L1 and L2. This may be the first time you've entered data into your calculator, so that's kind of cool. So there's L1, there's L2. We don't have to put anything for frequency list, but it does ask us where we would like to store our regression equation, and this is really cool. You could just have it compute your regression equation for you, or you could tell it to put it in your y equals, so it will graph it immediately for you, and you don't have to translate it. You don't have to translate it from your calculator in one place to your calculator in another place. So I would like to put it in y1, and here's how I get to y1. I'm going to go to vars, and then I'm going to go to y-vars, and then I'm going to hit enter. And now look at this. I could put it in y1 or y2 or y3 or y4. You get the idea. I'm going to put it in y1 because I don't have anything in there. That's so cool. And then I'm going to go down to calculate. I'm going to hit enter. Oh, so it gave me a linear regression. It says y equals ax plus b. A is the Slope, that's right, it's a slope. And B is the y-intercept. Great, you guys are smart. So, this was a really simple one. I know that yours isn't going to look like this. Yours is going to have this icky A. It's going to have lots of decimal values. And your B is probably going to have lots of decimal values. Don't worry about it, because watch this. Look at what's in my y1 right now. That equation, y equals x plus 4. So if I hit graph now, look what I have. And my data was actually linear. It wasn't really data. So the line goes perfectly through every point. Your line will probably not go perfectly through every point. And so there you go. You just found a regression equation. Congratulations. No.